I have some gripes with investment videos. You can look at demand, you can look at supply, you can look at community reactions. At the end of the day, there will be unexpected results. But as someone who has actively purchased items for years now and has made good profit doing so, I believe I should at least guide people in the right direction on a semi-regular basis. During a time where the Source 2 hype train is full speed ahead and items are definitely seeing the benefit of this, I think it's time to start up this semi-annual market overview. And as a disclaimer just before I start this, these are all items that I believe have potential, especially with Source 2 coming. If it's a good release, this could be very beneficial to the market. But at the same time, because prices are so high right now, all of these prices should be considered volatile. If you're looking for a secure investment you don't want to risk losing money, now is not the time. But there's still some hidden gems out there. The first place to start is always cases. Cases were a niche but highly profitable item a few years ago. These days, you will never see a case at 4 cents. Why are cases absolutely farming? Because unboxing rates have been going up immensely for years. Just this past month, an estimated 30 million cases were unboxed, which is an all-time high. The reaction? These case prices are getting insane. At the time of recording this, the cheapest case to unbox is 23 cents USD. A far cry from what cases used to be. What also needs to be considered is the lack of new cases. We went almost an entire year between the newly released Revolution case and the previous recoil case. Typically, we can expect 2 to 3 cases a year, but with a lack of new cases to shake up the market, people have no choice but to open older cases. If these Source 2 rumors are true, then Valve was too focused to release a new case. That will change for 2023. But that doesn't mean this is a terrible time to consider an investment. If changes aren't made to the drop rate, the reality is we are opening cases as fast or faster than they can drop. Considering we thought we were going to run out of cases back when unboxing rates were 20 million a month, I lean towards the perspective that we are eating supply faster than they are being dropped. And if Source 2 has a somewhat respectable release, then a bunch of content creators are at least going to return for a short period of time. More eyes on the game, more players trying to get their first loadout, more cases unboxed. Nothing screams profit more than that. And watching the markets as rumors continue to dogpile on this mountain of hype, it's clear that others agree. So what cases should be considered for a potential fortune over the next few weeks? But also considering the long-term possibilities if the opportunity to flip never comes. I'm going to rapid fire down my list of cases to consider, and you can make your choice. Prisma 2 and Prisma. Honestly, I don't quite get it. Both of these cases are rare drops, so supply will continue to decrease. The knives may not be loved, but they are unique to these cases for now, unless Valve releases Prisma 3. Prisma 2 has the Bullet Queen, Phantom Disruptor, and Discotheque, which are all skins that see good usage in game. Prisma lacks in most categories, but it has the Emperor, which is a very popular M4A4 skin. I clearly have a bias, but it doesn't make sense to me that these cases are cheaper than every other rare drop and every other common drop. This seems like a massive oversight in the market to me. The Fracture case has the Deagle print stream, which is a fan favorite, and Shadowweb knives, which includes skeletons. Now these knives have mixed reviews, with some people loving it and some people hating it. Regardless, it has a very high unboxing rate, and that's why prices have remained high despite actively dropping in game. The Danger Zone case contains 2 popular skins in the AK-47 Asimov and the Op Neo Noir. Knives aren't anything special, but if you want something like a Talon Fade, your choices are Danger Zone and Horizon. These cases haven't seen too much price movement over the last year compared to other cases, but I expect people to actively open these for a long time. CS20 is finally starting to see some attention, but I would bank more on the Op Wildfire than I would on the classic knives. My personal experience is that classic knives can be quite difficult to sell, even if it's something as liquid as a fade. Maybe time goes on and the buzz around these knives will grow, but we are not seeing it today. Shadow case prices have finally started moving. The Golden Coil is a really good M4. The USPS Kill Confirmed is a fan favorite, but it's also the worst knives out of any case in the game. Whether the skins from this case can carry it forward, or it falls on its face while others pass it, has yet to be seen. One advantage is that supply on the market is very low because it has been out of the active drop pool for many years. Falchion has the same problems as Shadow, with decent skins like the Op Hyper Beast and AK-47 Aquamarine Revenge, but Falchion knives are commonly disliked. The Falchion case quantity on the markets is quite low, which could facilitate a quick pump, but again, I would not hold my breath on these cases. The Wildfire case has an ace up its sleeve, which some people may not know about. The fuel injector is stupid expensive. I don't know why people decide to go crazy about the fuel injector, but I could see it being something like the Vulcan in the Huntsman case, where the price of the case follows the price of the AK. Spectrum 2 has the AK-47 Empress and Spectrum knives, which generally hold good value. Good consistent case, nothing special. The original Spectrum case may have an advantage by having two good skins in the USPS Neo Noir and AK-47 Bloodsport, while also having a lower quantity as it has been out of the active drop pool for longer. Does that justify the price difference though? My take is that most of these people are opening for the knives, probably better off with the Spectrum 2. Chroma cases should be considered as they have chroma knives, which again are fairly well received, mainly Karambit and Doppler Sapphires. Gamma cases are going to continue seeing constant demand. Bayonets and Karambit Emeralds are extremely expensive, and with recent market movements and growing player numbers, I don't expect these prices to fall anytime soon. People are hunting and will continue to hunt these knives. Unironically, the Shattered Web case. This case has been in the shadows for years now, but that date is going to come. I've been patient, but it has to be close now. Fracture is the oldest active drop, meaning it could be moved to rare soon. That means that there will be no cheap way to open Shattered Web knives, and the containment breach is somewhat reminiscent of the Onitaji and the Hydra case. Combine this with a low quantity listed on the market, I think the Shattered Web case should be considered. I would say that moving past this price range, we move to some old and highly desirable items that should be profitable, but likely lack return on investment. As much as I would love to recommend the weapon case, as it's pretty much guaranteed profit, doubling from $100 to $200 is significantly harder than 40 cents to 80 cents. With the sheer quantity of cases being opened at this point in time, it seems like there's almost unlimited options, and that's why I went through over half of the market as potential options. Cases have been printing money for years now, and if Source 2 is legit and a good release, this will pull people back into the game for a period of time. Expect new highs on case unboxing rates and prices that we have never seen before. For years now, skins have been healthy investments. You ask me back in 2019, I would say that case skins are a waste of money. Operation skins are a gamble, and stickers and cases are your best option. I cannot say the same today. If you want to look at a good investment, look at the AK-47 Vulcan. I recently took a peek at M4A1 print streams, and to my surprise, they have almost doubled since I bought them. Even knives can give good returns. Have you seen where the butterflies are today? So instead of buying a skin that will hold its price, why not buy one that will make you some cash? It goes without saying that operation skins will always be a consideration. With operations, there are unique collections that are only dropped when the operation is active. After an operation ends, they cannot be obtained anywhere other than marketplaces and through trade-ups. This is why we have the term trade-up fuel. Skins that aren't usually used in-game, but can be plugged into a trade-up that can get something that is. Not to be confused with trade-up filler. Those are skins that actively drop in-game and are used to fill up the rest of the trade-up so it can actually be profitable. When operations were coming every year, it was pretty easy to buy trade-up filler and sell during the operation when prices were high, but it's hard to say when exactly an operation is coming these days. Trade-up skins from limited operation collections are pretty safe right now though. Broken Fang items have started to recover after its big crash, and older operation collections maintain a pretty safe long-term bet. People will always want Dragon Lores. They'll always want Hot Rods. They'll always want Gunganiers. Icarus Fells. These collections have had years to find their place in the market. There's no surprises here, just a gradual rise. A gradual rise also exists for case skins. You know how the Onitaji comes from the Hydra case, which was the first operation case to never become a common drop after the operation ended? Well, that will be happening to other operation cases going forward. I noticed this recently with the USP Black Lotus. This is a blue rarity skin, which means the only way it can be obtained is through unboxing. This skin has been having a good run for the last few months, and with how many cases are being unboxed, I would expect this to continue. But after diving a little deeper and seeing things like the M4A1 print stream, OP Containment Breach, Tech 9 Decimator, M4A4 Spider Lily, as these cases continue to rise in price, so will these skins. With knives, that's where we can have some more fun. Some knives may never see a good consistent rise. Basically, think of falchion knives and shadow daggers. Some knives may not be overly popular, but the finishes are. The last time we saw fades on the original set of knives was the revolver case, and that case is starting to become very expensive. This philosophy is the reason behind my Huntsman purchase. Is the Huntsman popular? Not overly, but there won't be many of these unboxed going forward, and if this trend is anything to go off of, that matters. We have entered a time where old case skins are starting to print money. If you're looking for something that isn't purely an investment item, take a look at cases. What is trending up? What is low in supply? And instead of picking up the newest items that need years to turn a profit, maybe it's better to grab a classic skin that's ready to go. I feel like there isn't too much to talk about these days when it comes to stickers. If Source 2 can provide a graphic fidelity update, maybe the thinner stickers that look like mush in-game will have better details, and that could warrant more demand. But we can't know these things until they actually happen. One change from when I last did a market overview is that Katowice 2015 is no longer a guaranteed performer. It was a good run, but with Antwerp and Stockholm stealing the thunder, it's going to take some time until people go back to stockpiling and crafting Katowice 2015. To some degree, the whole sticker market was affected by the release of Stockholm. People have their opinions, of course, but objectively, Stockholm and Antwerp as a whole are the most attractive stickers based on what the community values since Katowice 2014. One of the most valuable parts of a sticker is how clean the design is, and it's hard to beat borderless. This has been a massive transition for me as I've basically forgotten about my older stickers. I have a ton of Atlanta 2017 Fnatic holos, a few DreamHack 2014 stickers, a set of Katowice 2015 holos, and a few random stickers sitting around the storage unit. If I wanted to craft a skin today, I would use none of these. It would probably be something Stockholm or a few Antwerp stickers that I've taken a liking to. Assuming that the Blast Major won't reintroduce borderless stickers, it's hard to look at anything besides these two collections. The only problem is that prices are extremely high and supply is still extremely high. If people decide to dump their stickers, these prices are not going to last. Buying in at this point in time is basically a gamble. I've seen people make investment recommendations for the Source 2 release and the explosion that will happen with graphics becoming 10 times better, 512 tick mm, the lightning strike will now shoot lightning bolts, etc. For all we know, Richard Lewis could have been misled by his sources, and although it's obvious that Source 2 is coming soon, we have no proof at all that any meaningful changes will be made upon release. Source 2 is just an engine. They could port the game over, and there would literally be zero difference between the two. I will say, at this point in time, it seems unlikely, but it's not impossible. That's all I'm trying to convey. One thing we do know is that previous content creators like Tim the Tatman, Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, Courage, Tarek, and so on could find themselves streaming and making videos about Counter-Strike when the update comes. More eyes on the game than ever before, and with that, more money being pumped into the market than ever before. Liquid items that are highly desirable that also don't have unlimited supply should print money if Valve doesn't have a terrible or underwhelming release. But if they do, that's why we need to consider the long-term possibilities of our purchases. These are crazy times in the Counter-Strike world, and I can't wait for the day to come. Good or bad, I can't wait to see what happens.